राम राम हरे हरे, हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Let's get started. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine. नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे, निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे, गुरुवज्ञा शिरसि धृत्वा शक्त्यावेश स्वरूपिणे, हरे कृष्णेति मंत्रेण पाश्चात्य प्राच्य तारिणे, श्री गौर रूप सिद्धांत सरस्वती निषेविणे, राधा कृष्ण पदाम्भोजौ भृंगाय गुरवे नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Sorry, I don't have my laptop. I had to give it to my Thili. And the verses. Actually, wait, I have the verses in this WhatsApp also. The Bhagavatam, Bhakti Vaibhava verses. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Our memorization verses for Srīmad Bhāgavatam, Bhakti Vaibhava, Module 2. उद्दाम भाव पिशुनामलवल गुहासा, व्रीडावलोक निहतो मदनो पियासाम, सम्मुह्य चापमजहात् प्रमदोत्तमास्ता, यस्येन्द्रियं विमथितुं कुहकैर्न शेकुः। भवद्विधा भागवता तीर्थभूता स्वयं विभो, तीर्थीकुर्वन्ति तीर्थानि स्वान्तहस्तेन गदाभृता। तूलयामलवेनापि न स्वर्गं न पुनर्भवं, भगवत्सङ्गिसङ्गस्य मर्त्यानां किमुताशिषः। तिरस्कृता विप्रलब्धाः Shapta kshipta hata api nasya tat pratikurvanti tad bhakta prabhavopi. Punascha bhuyad bhagavadanante rati prasangascha tadashrayeshu. Mahatsu yamyam upayami shrishtim maitrastu sarvatra namo dvijebhya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Let's continue our study of Granthara Srīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 17, entitled Punishment and Reward of Kali. In the previous chapter, chapter number 16, entitled How Parikshit Maharaj Received the Age of Kali, from Gaurang Darshan Prabhu's Bhagavat Subodhini, we will see a quick overview of the 16th chapter, what we covered in the 16th chapter. We saw how Maharaj Parikshit was ideal ruler and he punished Kali. We saw in the first two verses Maharaj Parikshit's rule from Hastinapur, his marriage to Shri Iravati, and begetting 4 sons. The eldest was Janamejaya. Then we saw how Maharaj Parikshit performed 3 Ashwamedh Yajnas, 3 horse sacrifices, and he chastised Kali. Then immediately when Sri Suta Goswami spoke like this, Sri Shaunak Rishi asked following questions. Sri Shaunak Rishi asked Sri Suta Goswami, why did Parikshit Maharaj only punish Kali? Why not kill him? He was surprised how he only punished Kali, how he allowed Kali to get away so easy. He should have killed. And then he says, describe that only if it is related to Krishna. That is important. We want Krishna Katha. Then Shaunak Rishi says that devotees who lick the honey from the lotus feet of Krishna, they escape death. Mamupetya punarjanma dukkhalayam ashashvatam na napnuvanti mahatmana samsiddhim paramam gatam. Whereas lazy human beings waste their days and their nights. Days earning money and night in the mode of ignorance and passion. Then Sri Suta Goswami begins to describe how Maharaj Parikshit conquered all the directions, Digvijay, not for the sake of self-aggrandizement, but to establish Bhagavad Dharma. Then Sri Suta Goswami describes the movements of Maharaj Parikshit. He travels, wherever he goes, he hears the glorification of Krishna and his grandfathers, the Pandavas. He feels overwhelmed with devotion. But then it is described Dharma's questions to Dharani. Dharani is in the form of cow, Dharma is in the form of a bull. And Dharma is asking Dharani, why are you so sad? Are you lamenting for a lost friend? Are you lamenting because of my miserable condition? I have 3 limbs lost. Why are you? Have you lost children? Are you crying for the living beings? Are you crying because the Brahmanas have become godless? The kings have become godless? Are you crying because Kali has started? Or are you crying because Krishna has left this planet Earth, finishing his leelas? Then Dharani replies to Dharma and remembers the different qualities of Krishna, and those qualities are enumerated. There are transcendental qualities of Krishna. Then Dharani says to Dharma, who can tolerate separation from Krishna? Krishna, who is the abode of all transcendental qualities, who can bear separation from Krishna? And as this conversation was going on, Maharaj Parikshit arrives there on the bank of Saraswati. And that brings us to chapter number 17, which we will begin now. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Text 1 of chapter 17. Shri Suta Uvacha Tatra go mithunam raja hanyamanam anathavat dandahastam chavrishalam tadrishe nripalanchanam. Translation and purport by our beloved founder Acharya. Nitya Lila Pravishta Om Vishnupad Paramhamsa Parivrajaka Acharya Shtotra Shata Shri Srīmad Abhay Charanar Vinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ISKCON BBT founder Acharya Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. Shri Suta Goswami said, after reaching that place, Maharaj Parikshit observed that a lower caste Shudra, dressed like a king, Raja, was beating a cow and a bull. Hanyamanam anathavat go mithunam. He was beating a cow and a bull with a club, dandahastam, with a club in his hand. He was beating anathavat, as if the cow and the bull go mithunam were anath, as if they had no protector. Anath, considering them to be anath, he was beating them. This Shudra-like person who was dressed like a king. Dadrishe Nripa. Our Nripa, King Parikshit, saw this scene. Purport. The principal sign of Kali Yuga is that lower caste Shudras, that is men without Brahminical culture and without spiritual initiation. Remember, Brahmanas, Kshatriyas and Vaishyas, all three can become Dvija. They are eligible for initiation. But the Shudras generally not in the Varnashram system. Not generally, the Shudras do not in the Varnashram system. Unless very rare exception, someone is very, very extraordinarily qualified, then they can also be upgraded. But generally the Shudras do not take spiritual initiation, and only the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas and Vaishyas do. But here, in the age of Kali, the administration is reversed. What happens is, low class Shudras who are without spiritual initiation, who are without Brahminical culture, they will be dressed like administrators or king. They will wear safari suit and all these nice clothes. And the principal business of such Shudra rulers who are non-Kshatriyas will be to kill innocent animals, especially the cows and bulls, who will be unprotected by their masters. Who are the masters of the cows and bulls? Krishi, Goraksha, Vanijjam. This is the duty of the Vaishya. The Vaishyas are the protectors of cows and bulls. And the protector of the whole praja, human beings and animals, everyone in general, are the Kshatriyas. Kshatrayati iti Kshatriya. One who protects from harm is called a Kshatriya. But specifically taking care of the cows and bulls, that duty is of the Vaishyas. So, the Vaishyas will not protect the cows in Kali Yuga. This is an important principle. The Vaishyas will not protect the cows, and the Shudras will be in the role of the Kshatriyas. See how the whole order is reversed. And they will destroy the cows and bulls. This is a symptom of Kali Yuga. This was never seen before. Srila Prabhupada further writes, in Bhagavad Gita 18.44, it is said that the Vaishyas are meant to deal in agriculture, cow protection and trade. Krishi, Goraksha, Vanijjam. In the age of Kali, the degraded Vaishyas, who are the merchants, the mercantile men, are engaged in supplying cows to the slaughterhouses. This has been practically seen. Once His Holiness Bhakti Rasamrit Swami Maharaj inspired us to get ahimsa cow milk. So I contacted some local dairies in Georgia and Alabama. and I asked them, we will give you extra money. You keep some cows aside and promise us you will protect them. We will pay you extra money for their upkeep, for their maintenance. And you give us milk only of those protected cows. So these farmers, I spoke to many of them. Invariably, their answer was, for some time we will protect them, but after some time it becomes very expensive to maintain them, because when their milk production goes down, it is not profitable to keep them. How much will you pay for their grass, their maintenance, their food, their medicines and everything? And then we have to keep a place for them. They get disease. Sometimes the diseases are communicable. It may spread to the other cows. No. When a cow becomes sickly or her milk production reduces, we will sell her to the slaughterhouses. So very bad, very difficult situation this is. Very difficult situation. So that plan did not work out. Prabhupada clearly writes, the Vaishyas are engaged in supplying cows to the slaughterhouses in Kali Yuga. This is a sign of Kali Yuga. The Kshatriyas are meant to protect the citizens, and the Vaishyas are meant to protect the cows and bulls and utilize them to produce grains and milk. The cow gives milk and the bulls produce grains by tilling the land. But in the age of Kali, Shudra class of men are in the posts of administrators. They become Kshatriyas. And the cows and bulls are subjected to slaughterhouses organized by these Shudra administrators. The Shudra administrators will maintain organized slaughterhouses. This is a sign of Kali Yuga, the most degraded of all ages. Text 2. Vrisham mrinala dhavalam mehantam iva bhibhyatam vepamanam padayakena sidantam shudrataditam. Hare Krishna. Vrisham. Vrisham means the bull. Vrishabhadan ujanasha narmadharma uktirangay. Our Radha Kundashtakam begins like that. Arishtasur, Vrishabha, who was killed. So Vrisham means the bull. Mrinala dhavalam, white lotus. This bull, who is Dharma, his color was white, like a beautiful, pure, white lotus. Mehantam iva bibhyatam. Mehantam means he was passing urine. He was so scared. Bibhyatam. Bibhyatam means afraid. He was so scared that he was passing urine. As Kali was beating him. 3 legs were already broken. And Vepamanam, he was trembling in fear, helplessness. Kali was beating him with a club. Dandahastam, with a danda, he was beating. Sidantam, he was very terrified, very scared. Shudra taditam, the Shudra was beating the bull. Beautiful white lotus, like effulgent, pure bull. He was trembling, he was scared, he was urinating. Bibhyatam, Shudra taditam. Scared because of intense pain, and the Shudra was beating him. Shudra taditam. The bull was as white as a white lotus flower. He was terrified of the Shudra who was beating him. And he was so afraid that he was standing on one leg. Pada ekena, standing on one leg, and mehantam, he was urinating, trembling out of fear. Purport. Srila Prabhupada Ji Maharaj writes, the next symptom of the age of Kali is that principles of religion, which are all mrinala dhavalam, they are like a white lotus, pure. Dharma is pure. The next symptom of Kali, in the previous purport, Srila Prabhupada mentioned that the symptom of Kali is Shudras become administrators and give great pain and suffering to the cows and bulls. In the second verse, Srila Prabhupada says, the next symptom of Kali Yuga is that the principles of religion, dharma, what are the four main principles of religion? Religious, truthfulness, austerity, compassion, and cleanliness. All these four principles are diminished. Especially cleanliness is gone, austerity is gone, and compassion is gone. A little bit truthfulness is there, but that will also dwindle and go away. This is a symptom of Kali. There is no cleanliness, there is no austerity, there is no compassion, and there is very little truthfulness. The next symptom of the age of Kali is that principles of religion, which are spotlessly white like the white lotus flower, mrinal dhavalam, will be attacked by the uncultured Shudra population of the age. The whole population will attack the principles of religion. What to do? Shudra-like population will defy the principles of religion. These are the principles of religion. Shraddha, faith in God, being religious, being truthful, being clean, no cleanliness. Internal cleanliness, external cleanliness, not there. So many sinful activities are going on. The state will be declared to be secular. We are living in secular countries, most of us. USA, India, both secular states. Prabhupada explains what is the meaning of secular. The state will be declared to be secular. In other words, or without any particular principle of religion. And as a result, there will be total indifference to the principles of religion. Making India a secular country was the big mistake. Big mistake. It was whichever fools have created the Constitution of India, they have made a big mistake. They are Kali Chelas. This is a fact. They are Kali Chelas. They are agents of Kali by making Bharat a secular state. Secular means we are indifferent to all religions. Jo karna hai karo. Abortion karna hai karo. Sharab pini hai piyo. Jua khelna hai khelo. Mandir jana hai to jao. Nahi jana hai mat jao. Is this a government? Meat eating karo. Slaughterhouse kholo. You want to start a distillery of alcohol, karo, becho, profit banao, no problem. Cigarette के box पे सिर्फ लिखो statutory warning और बेचो. तंबाकू बेचो. माणिकचंद गुटखा बेचो. हजारों लोगों को oral cancer हो रहा है. कुछ नहीं. Secular. Secular. The state will be declared secular or without any particular religious principle. And as a result, there will be total indifference to the principles of religion. The citizens will be free to act as they like without respect for sadhu, shastra and guru. Hare Krishna. Without respect for sadhu, shastra, guru, because secular. The vote of a gangster is as valuable as Param Pujya Srila Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. Socho. The vote of a rapist, the vote of a murderer is as powerful as a pure devotee's vote. This is secular government. This is democracy, which is glorified in the schools, in the civics textbooks. And we are very proud. Finally, we got independence. In America also they say very proudly, liberty for all. What liberty? Liberty to abort a child? Liberty to eat meat? All these things are legal. And therefore, this is a doomed civilization, my dear friends. Take shelter of the lotus feet, soft lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada, and make your life perfect. Become mad for Radha and Krishna in this lifetime. Take shelter of Gaur Nitai and go back to Godhead. We should not make any plans of this horrible world. Text 3. At least once a month I hear one lecture of Anand Vrindavan Prabhu. Because you develop such hatred for this world after listening Anand Vrindavan Prabhu. You develop such distaste for this material life. It is required. Text 3. Gam cha dharma dugham dinam bhrisham shudra padahatam vivatsam ashru vadanam kshamam yavasam ichhatim. Although the cow is beneficial, gam, the cow, cha dharma, dugham. The cow is beneficial because one can draw religious principles from her in the form of the milk. The milk of the cow represents religious principles. Therefore, by drinking the ahimsa milk, the milk of a protected cow, Prabhupada says we can understand spiritual topics. Although the cow is beneficial because one can draw religious principles from her, she was now rendered poor and calfless. Vivatsam, without any calf. Vatsa means calf. Vivatsam means without calf. Ashru vadanam, with tears in her eyes. And Shudra pada ahatam. He was beating on her legs. Her legs were being beaten. Not just the bull was being beaten, my dear friends. Even the cow was being beaten. Mother cow was being beaten by Kali, who is Shudra. Her legs were being beaten by a Shudra. There were tears in her eyes. Ashru vadana. And she was distressed and weak. Shamam means weak. And what was she wanting? Yavasam ichhatim. Just wanted little grass to eat, bichari. Just wanted some grass. She was hankering after some grass in the field. And yes, now also, most of the dairies, they don't give grass, fresh green grass to the cows. They are not allowed to roam in the pastures. You have to buy special organic milk where it says animal welfare certified, pure grass-fed cows. ऐसा दूध खरीदना पड़ता है. Pehle every cow was grass-fed. It was understood. But now they are, I don't know what they are fed. Maybe corn. I don't know. This cow was hankering for some green grass in the field. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada, so this is the very, very pathetic condition of the cow in Kali Yuga. Purport. Cow is our mother. Mother of what? Mother of religious principles. Mother of dharma. Please see, here the bull is also addressing the cow as mother, which means dharma is the child of dharani. The next symptom of the age of Kali is the distressed condition of the cow. So what was the first condition? Unqualified Shudra-like population will become administrators and give pain to the cows and bulls. Second symptom is that dharma will be attacked by the people, especially the administrators who make the laws. They will attack dharma. Number 3, the distressed condition of mother cow. Prabhupada Ji Maharaj writes, milking the cow means drawing the principles of religion in a liquid form. I repeat, milking the cow means drawing the principles of religion in a liquid form. So mother cow is the mother of religious principles. The great rishis and munis would live only on milk. We see this. Prabhupada gives example. Srila Shukdev Goswami would go to a household while the household was milking the cow. He would simply wait there for the cow to be milked a little bit, take a little milk, drink it, and that's all Srila Shukdev Goswami would take for the whole day. Then he would go and do his bhajan. So the great sadhus, rishis, they subsist on cow's milk. It is the most pure food. When His Grace Jananivas Prabhu had come to New Paniyati Dham with Nityananda Paduka in 2015, he gave a deity worship seminar in the ISKCON Atlanta temple, New Paniyati Dham. And I asked him a question about drinking milk in America. And I asked Shripad, Jananivas Prabhu, that we drink organic milk. So, but there is vitamin D mixed in it. Most of the brands have vitamin D mixed in it, and vitamin D comes from fish oil. Vitamin D is derived from fish oil, and it is put in the milk. So what to do? So Jananivas Prabhu said that even Prabhupada asked this question. That time also when Prabhupada was in America, so much milk was used in the temples and everything. And Prabhupada was told that, Prabhupada, the milk we buy, it has got vitamin D, and vitamin D is derived from fish. So what to do? Prabhupada said everything is contaminated in Kali Yuga. What to do? We will have to stand like this. We cannot even move in Kali Yuga. You move a little bit and you will commit sin. Such a contamination. You cannot do anything. Everything is contaminated. So you go to buy a grocery from a grocery store, Walmart, Kroger, Target, Publix, anywhere. Everywhere they are selling meat. Now normally tell me, if a Brahman goes to buy some grains and vegetables, will the Brahman go to Kasai Khana? Ever? Never. A Brahman will never even venture into a place where there is Kasai Khana. The slaughtered meat of animals is sold. Never. But my dear friends, every day we go. You go to Whole Foods, you go to Kroger, Walmart, anywhere. There are huge sections where meat is sold. Go to Costco. So all of us are going to Kasai Khana every day to buy grocery. This is the condition in the modern time. Prabhupada said what to do. Just take the milk, offer it to Krishna and take it. What to do? There is no pure milk available. So very sad. Prabhupada says the cow's calf, not so. Here it is said that the cow was without calf. Vivatsam, without the vatsa. The cow's, very important, please listen carefully. Prabhupada says the cow's calf not only is beautiful to look at, really the calf is the personification of innocence and beauty. If you look at a little baby calf, personification of beauty, innocence. The cow's calf not only is beautiful to look at, but also gives satisfaction to the cow. And so she delivers as much milk as possible. But in the Kali Yuga, the calves are separated from the cows as early as possible. See, the calf gives pleasure to the cow because cow is mother. She has vatsalya towards the vatsa. She has motherly love for the calf. Just seeing the little cute, little sweet, innocent little calf, the mother cow gives so much milk, surplus. The calf is satisfied and the human society also is satisfied. What is the deplorable condition in Kali Yuga? But in Kali Yuga, the calves are separated from the cows as early as possible. This is a fact. In the dairies, as soon as the mother cow gives birth to the calf is separated. If it's a male calf, it is sold to the slaughterhouse. Immediately they make gelatin, which is put in the capsules, medicines, yogurts. So many things they do. If it's a female calf, they grow it and extract milk and milk and milk. And when the milk production goes down, slaughtered. Merciless human population in Kali Yuga. The calf is separated from the cow as early as possible. Look at Prabhupada. Prabhupada says the cow stands with tears in her eyes because the calf is not there. The cow stands with tears in her eyes. The Shudra milkman draws milk from mother cow artificially with machines. And when there is no milk, the cow is sent to be slaughtered. These greatly sinful acts are responsible for all the troubles in present society. All the troubles. All the troubles. The war, the terrorism, the unrest, the natural disasters like hurricanes and cyclones and floods and droughts, Mahamari, diseases, epidemic. Why upadhrita? Why so much disturbance in human society in Kali? Atmakritam vipakam. We have created it. Foolish people do not know how one earns happiness by simply making the cows and bulls happy. But it is a fact by the law of nature. We may deny it, we may not know it, but this is a law of nature. What is the law of nature? Simply by making the cows and bulls happy, we become happy. Bas, this is Siddhanta. Make the cows and calf happy, human society will be happy. I will give you an example. I come from a place called Akola. in Vidarbha, which is known to have less rainfall. And there is always water scarcity. But in our farm, many years ago, around 20 years ago, we brought cows, and there is a Goshala. There were bulls also. I think 2 bulls and 5 or 6 cows at that time. And there was no pressure on them. They were just allowed to graze and eat and be happy. They were protected lifelong. It was a Goshala. My father was, Jiva Goswami Prabhu was managing it. And everywhere around our farm, there was no water. No water. There was a scarcity of water. The water table was so depleted that people would make bore like 400, 500 feet underground, no water. And because there were cows and bulls protected and happy and cared for on the farm, we had an ordinary well with water, only 50 feet deep, and water 12 months a year. Unbelievable. Nowhere there was water. So Prabhupada says this is a law of nature. Foolish people do not know how one earns happiness by making the cows and bulls happy. It's a fact, law of nature, Prabhupada says. Text 4. Papracharatham arudah kartasvara parichadam megha gambhiraya vacha samaropita karmukah. Maharaj Parikshit, well equipped with arrows and bow. Karmuka, arrows and bow. And seated on a gold embossed chariot. Arudha. Kartaswara. He was Ratham. On a golden chariot, Arud. He was sitting on a golden chariot. And Maharaj Parikshit spoke to the Shudra, who was beating the cow and the bull, who was beating Dharma and Dharani. Maharaj Parikshit spoke to Kali, the Shudra. How? Megha gambhiraya vacha. With a deep voice, resounding like thunder. One of the quality of a Mahapurush is gravity. They are grave. Their voice is also gambhir. Remember, we were reading the qualities of Mahapurush. Their mood is gambhir and their voice is gambhir. Deep, with gravity. Megha gambhiraya vacha. He spoke with gravity, deep voice. Maharaj Parikshit spoke to Kali, personified. Purport. An administrative head or king like Maharaj Parikshit, with full majestic authority, well equipped with weapons, Kangopangastra Parshadam of Mahaprabhu, can challenge the agents of Kali. Then only will it be possible to counteract the degraded age. It takes someone of the caliber of Maharaj Parikshit to counteract Kali. Otherwise, one cannot defeat Kali. And anyone who is empowered by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu can defeat Kali. Kali Yuga Pavana, Kali Bhaya Nashana, Shri Shachinandana Gao He. Mahaprabhu, Sri Chaitanya Dev. Anybody who is Sangopangastar Parshadam Yadne Sankirtana Praye Riyanti Sumedasa. Any Sumed person, intelligent person who has taken shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu can take on Kali Yuga. Otherwise not possible. Kastvam Macharane Loke Baladhams Abalan Bali Naradevo Si Vashena Natavat Karmanad Advijaha. Maharaj Parikshit spoke to Kali. Oh, who are you? You appear to be strong and yet you dare kill within my protection. Mat Sharane, within my protection you are killing those who are helpless. Abalan, by your dress you pose yourself like a godly man, a king, Naradevo. Asi vashena. Just your dress, vashena, veshena, your vesh, veshena, naradeva. You appear like a king, like a very holy person. But by your deeds, karmana, you are advijaha. Advija, not dvija, you are advija, karmana, advija. By your deeds, you are opposing the principles of the twice born kshatriyas. You rascal, natavat, you are doing drama of being a king. Natavat, acting to be a king, but working like a shudra. Who are you? Kastvam, who are you? Purport. The Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, and Vaishyas are called twice born because for these higher classes of men, there is one birth by parental conjugation and another birth of cultural rejuvenation by spiritual initiation, Diksha. Diksha from who? From the bona fide Acharya or spiritual master. So Kshatriya also is Dvija, twice born. But this rascal Kali, he was only Veshena. He was looking like a Naradev, but it was Natavat. It was just acting. Karmana, Advija. By his karma, he was Advija. He was opposed to the principles of Dharma. Text 6. Yastvam Krishne gate duram sahagandiva dhanvana shochosi ashochan rahasi praharan vadham arhasi. You rogue, you rascal, do you dare beat an innocent cow? Because Lord Krishna and Arjun, Krishna, Saha Gandiva Dhanvana. Gandiva Dhanvana. Dhanvana means the carrier. The carrier of Gandiv, bow, Arjun and Krishna. Just because they are Duram, Gate Duram, just because they have gone far away out of sight, you dare to beat an innocent cow? You rascal, you rogue. Since you are beating the innocent in a secluded place, you are considered a culprit and therefore deserve to be killed. Praharan vadham arhasi. Vadham arhasi. You deserve to be killed. Aapka vad kar dunga main. Aap vad karne ke yogya ho. Mrityu dand ke patra ho. Rascal Kali. For a pious king, the culprit, last sentence, Srila Prabhupada in the purport writes, for a pious king, the culprit who kills an animal in a secluded place is punishable by death penalty. Exactly like a murderer who kills an innocent child in a secluded place. A child is helpless. So is a cow and a bull. They depend on human beings for protection. Murderers of such animals, they should also be punished. Why should you give pain to animals? Why? Why? Especially with cow, mother, she's feeding milk. I did my MBBS from JJ Hospital in Baikala, Muhammad Ali Road. I've seen there in my rotation. Sometimes, it is not so common, but it happens. Sometimes there is maternal mortality. Sometimes the mother dies after giving birth to the child. Or sometimes the mother abandons the child. It's an unwanted pregnancy. And the irresponsible mother just leaves the child for adoption. Just leaves, goes away after delivering the child. Doesn't want to have to do anything with the child. Irresponsible. For whatever reason. Sometimes it's a teenage pregnancy, sometimes whatever, unwanted pregnancy. They just dump the child in the maternity ward and leave the child for adoption. How does the child grow up? There is no mother to feed breast milk. I have seen those boys and girls, the newborns, babies, they grow up drinking cow's milk. Of course, you have to dilute it. They grow up drinking cow's milk. Cow's milk. They survive, they grow. And they grow up same cow they do qatl. They eat meat of that cow who saved them. Mother cow, literally mother, दूध पिलाया है. माँ का दूध पी के बड़े होते हैं और माँ का गला काटते हैं. This is the human civilization. जन्नत मिलती है क्या ऐसे लोगों को? नरक में सड़ेंगे. Surviving by drinking the milk of mother cow and then killing cows all their life. Very sorry, very sad state. So Maharaj Parikshit says, such a person who does go hatya should be punished with capital punishment, the highest punishment. Text 7. Tvam va mrinala dhavalah padair nyuna padacharan vrisharupena kim kaschit devo nah parikhedayan. Parikhedayan, khed, grief, causing grief. Translation. Then Maharaj Parikshit asked, first Maharaj Parikshit asked Kali, who are you, you rascal? How dare you attack a cow and a bull? Then Maharaj Parikshit turned his attention to the bull and asked, Tvam va mrinala dhavala. Oh, who are you, O bull? Are you a bull as white as a white lotus, or are you a demigod? You have lost 3 of your 4 legs. Padair nyuna padacharan. Only on 1 leg, padacharan. Pada means 1 leg. Padacharan. You are moving about only on 1 leg. 3 legs are gone. Are you some demigod? Devona. Devo? Devaha? Kim kaschit devaha? Are you some demigod causing us grief in the form of a bull? Parikhedayan. At least up to the time of Maharaj Parikshit, no one could imagine the wretched condition of the cow and the bull. This was unheard of, unseen. This was never seen before. A bull and a cow in such a painful, exploited condition. Up to the time of Maharaj Parikshit, this was not possible. Nobody had seen it. Therefore, Prabhupada says Maharaj Parikshit was astonished to see such a horrible scene. And he inquired whether the bull was not a demigod, assuming such a wretched condition to indicate the future of the cow and bull. Who are you? Maharaj Parikshit asking. Najatu kauravet tranam dordanda parirambhite utale anupatant asmin vinate praninam shuchaha. Maharaj Parikshit saying, now for the first time in a kingdom well protected by the arms of the kings of the Kuru dynasty, Kaurava Indranam, the kings of the Kuru dynasty, we are protecting Dordanda. Jayati Janani Vaso Devaki Janmavado Yaduvara Parishatsvair Dorbhirasmin Dharmam. Dorbhir, with his hands, he is protecting. With his own hands, he is killing those who are adharma, those who are doing adharma. Krishna. That same word is used. Dordanda. Means hands, arms, well protected. Parirambhite, well protected by Dordanda, the arms of the Kaurava Indranam, the various kings in the Kuru dynasty, like Maharaj Yudhishthir, like Maharaj Pandu, Arjun, they protected. And in their kingdom, I see that you are grieving with tears in your eyes. Anupatanti, you are grieving. Shushaha, aap itna shok kar rahe ho, tears in your eyes. Up till now, no one on earth has ever shed tears because of royal negligence, because of negligence of the kings. This has not happened. First time I'm seeing this is horrible. Purport. The protection of the lives of both human beings and animals is the first and foremost duty of a government. A government must not discriminate. I will only give protection to humans and let the animals go to hell. No, not like that. Everybody is a praja. Anybody who has taken birth in that kingdom is praja. They all deserve protection of the king. Text 9. Ma saurabheya trashucho vetute vrishalad bhayam marodir amba bhadramte khalanam maishastari. Now Maharaj Parikshit turns his attention from the bull to the cow, to Dharani, mother cow, and he calls her Saurabhe. Saurabhe, O descendant of Surabhi. All the cows are supposed to be descendants of Surabhi, mother Surabhi. Saurabheya. Ma Saurabheya atra shucho. Ma shucha. O descendant of Surabhi. He's telling the bull, still he's telling the bull. Saurabheya, O son of Surabhi, the bull, sorry, not the cow, the bull. First he's addressing the bull in this verse. O bull, Saurabheya, the son of the Surabhi cow, O bull, Ma Shucha. You need not lament. You need lament no longer now. There is no need to fear this low-class Shudra. Don't fear this Kali, Shudra. Then Maharaj Parikshit turns his attention to mother cow, Dharani, and says, Ma Rodir Amba, O mother, O Amba, O mother, Ma Rodir, do not cry. And O mother cow, as long as I am living as the ruler and subduer of all Alanam, all the Alanam, the villains, Al-Nayak, all the villains, as long as I am there, Shastari, Alanam Shastari, the subduer, the punisher of the villains, Khala, there is no cause for you to cry. Marodir. Marodir means don't cry. I am there. Khalana mai shastari. I will punish all these khalanam. There is no cause for you to cry. Everything will be good for you. Bhadramte. Bhadramte. Everything will be good for you, O Amba, O mother cow. Don't cry, please. Purport. Second sentence. Maharaj Parikshit addresses the cow as Amba, mother, because he is a cultured, twice born Kshatriya king. Dvija Kshatriya. Surabhi is the name of the cows which exist in the spiritual planets, Golok Vrindavan, and are especially reared by Lord Shri Krishna himself. He is Gopal. As men are made after the form and features of the Supreme Lord. Krishna has two eyes, we have two eyes. Krishna has two arm form in Golok Vrindavan as Sham Sundar. We have two arms. Krishna has two legs, we have two legs. So we are made after the form and features of Supreme Lord Krishna. So also the cows in this world are made after the form and features of the Surabhi cows in the spiritual kingdom Golok Vrindavan. Interesting? Just like we have the same bodily features as Krishna, the cows of this world have the same bodily features as the Surabhi cows of Golok Vrindavan. Haribo. Last part of the purport. Last two sentences. The human society should recognize the importance of the cow and the bull and thus give all protection to these important animals, following in the footsteps of Maharaj Parikshit. So two things. We must recognize the importance of cows and bulls. And number two, we must give them protection, following in the footsteps of Maharaj Parikshit. For protecting the cows and Brahminical culture, Lord Krishna, who is very kind to the cows and the brahmanas, Namo Brahmanya Devaya, Go Brahmanya Hitaya Cha, will be pleased with us and will bestow upon us real peace. Krishna will be happy if we take care of the cows and bulls. Therefore, we should take care of cows and bulls. Let's finish verses 10 and 11 quickly. Maharaj Parishad is saying, O chaste one, Sadhavi, he's addressing, let's read the verse. Yasya rashtre praja sarvas trasyante sadhavi asadhubhihi tasya mattasya nashyanti kirtir ayur bhago gatihi esha rajnam paro dharmo yartanam arti nigraha ata enam vadhishyami bhuta druham asattamam. O chaste one, O Sadhavi, O mother cow, the king's good name, Kirti, duration of life, Ayu, and good fortune, Bhaga, good rebirth, Gati, vanishes. Nashyanti, nash ho jata hai, nashyanti, vanishes when all kinds of living beings are terrified by miscreants in his kingdom. When miscreants trouble the residents, the praja, yasya rashtre praja sarva trasyante, they become thrust, they become terrified, tortured by the asadhubhi, by the asadhu people, the miscreants. In a country where the miscreants are allowed to torture and threaten the innocent citizens, the king is responsible. And for such a king, the lifespan, the good fame, fortune, and the gati, the next life, everything nashyanti, everything is destroyed if the king fails to protect the citizens from miscreants. Parishit Maharaj is saying, it is certainly the prime duty of the king to subdue first the suffering of those who suffer. Hare Krishna. Artanam arti nigraha. Nigraha, to subdue, to relieve. What? Artanam arti. Those who are suffering, उनके suffering को दूर करना राजा का प्रथम कर्तव्य है. The first duty of the king is to relieve the suffering of those who are suffering. Therefore, I must kill this most wretched man. Asattamam, the most, tama means wretched. Sorry, asat means wretched. Asat tamaha means the most, it's superlative. Superlative. Bad, worse, worst. Asat tamam means the worst, most wretched. This Kali, I must kill him. I must kill him. Vadhishyami. मैं इसका वध कर दूंगा. I will kill him. Vadhishyami. I will kill him. Why? Bhuta druham. द्रोह किया है इसने innocent citizens के प्रति. Bhuta means living entities. Druham, this asattamam, this most wretched person has performed violence against innocent people. I will kill him. Vadhishyami. This is my duty. Esha rajna paro dharma. This is my parodha. This is my dharma to punish such miscreants. In the first paragraph, purport Srila Prabhupada Ji Maharaj writes, the animals of the state are also the praja. Praja means one who has taken birth in the state. And this includes both men and animals. Any living being who has taken birth in a state has a primary right to live under the protection of the king. This we have forgotten. Only human beings are given protection. And the pets. What about other animals? By the law of the Supreme Lord, all living beings, in whatever shape they may be, are the sons of Krishna. Pitaham asya jagatam. And no one has any right to kill another animal unless it is so ordered by the codes of natural law, which are created by Krishna. Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranit. Vedaischa sarvayam ahamyo vedyo vedanta krit. What Krishna has written in the Dharma, Shastra, that we have to follow. The tiger can kill a lower animal for his subsistence, but a man cannot kill an animal for his subsistence. That is the law of Krishna, who has created the law that a living being subsists by eating another living being. Jivo jivasya jivan. Thus the vegetarians are also living by eating other living beings. When we eat palak, kothimir, the whole plant is dead. Not always. We eat an apple, mango, the tree plant doesn't die. But sometimes vegetarians also kill. Therefore, the law is that one should live only by eating specific living beings as ordained by the law of God. Krishna says, Patram puchu, so we can eat spinach. Shak. Mahaprabhu ate shak. We can eat shak. Ordained by Mahaprabhu. And we offer that to Krishna. Vidhi purvak. So that plant also gets benefited. Patram pushpam phalam toyam. That is the food for us. Why no onion garlic? Why no mushroom? Why no tea coffee? Where is it mentioned in Srīmad Bhāgavatam? Where is it mentioned in Bhagavad Gita? That's why we also need Guru and Sadhu. The Sadhus, the Mahatmas, from their experience, it's an age-old teaching that a sadhak should not eat onion garlic. Krishna doesn't like it. Krishna doesn't eat it. And a sadhak's mind gets vichalit, gets disturbed by eating onion garlic. So the sadhus, the saints have told us not to eat onion garlic, mushrooms, tea, coffee, cigarettes. We follow that. Sometimes we'll argue, alcohol is also pure vegetarian. It is made from fruits, grapes. Why you are not eating? Patram pushpam phalam. It is phalam. Sadhus have told not to eat. It is Guru Sadhu Shastra. Guru Sadhu Shastra. Guru Sadhu Shastra. All three we have to see. What our Guru Maharaj has said, what the Sadhus have said, and what the Shastra says. So like that. Laws of God. Prabhupada quotes from Ishopanishad, Isha Vasamidam Sarvam. Everything belongs to Krishna, and whatever is ordained for us, we do that. The people, third paragraph, the people's government, fourth paragraph, the people's government or government by the people. What is this? Government of the people, by the people, for the people. This is the demon crazy government that we have, democracy. The people's government or government by the people should not allow killing of innocent animals by the sweet will of foolish government men. Should not be allowed. The paragraph after next. Maharaj Parishit was pious according to the scriptural codes, whereas the modern politicians go by their personal beliefs and sentiments, whims. The conclusion is that people in the time of Maharaj Parishit were happy and the animals were given proper protection. Why? Because the executive head Maharaj Parishit was not whimsical and he was not ignorant of Krishna's laws. But he was a Dvija Kshatriya, a properly initiated Kshatriya king, Rajarshi, who was acting under the guidance of Guru Sadhu Shastra. That's why everyone was happy. From text number 12, Krishna willing, we will continue on Tuesday. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, निताई गौर प्रेमानंदी हरि हरि बोल। Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. So, one second. Shama Kishori Mataji, you can ask. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. Thank you very much for the wonderful class.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
Prabhuji, many a times, I have come across this, that sometimes even Hindus, they are eating beef and it is very distressing. And when you try to tell them, or even otherwise, sometimes what they say is, what is the difference? Like, why is cow a mother? And you try to explain that because we drink cow's milk, etc. But they are like, okay, all animals are the same. We don't believe in Shastra, we don't accept the authority, and it's very distressing. Now you're reading these purports, the suffering of the cows and bulls. But how can we help these people who are actually Hindus and they don't understand the importance of the cow?
The problem is ignorance and avidya. So these are asurim bhavam ashrita. They have taken shelter of the asuric mentality. Why is cow any different? They don't see the difference in the cow and a dog. Try drinking milk of a female dog. Then you'll understand. We see the story of Sindhutai Sapkar. No, Sindhutai Sapkar, no?
Yes.
Yeah, Sindhutai Sapkar. When her husband was beating her, and she was 9 months pregnant, kicking her on her womb, and left her to die in the Goshala. It was Mother Cow who with her 4 legs stood over her, and when the mother-in-law, father-in-law came to finish her off, kill her, the cow did not let anyone come near. With her horns, she was shooing away the mother-in-law and the father-in-law, and did not allow anyone to come close to her. Finally, Sindhutai Sapkar gave birth to her daughter under the cow. And that's when she made a promise to Mother Cow that, hey Amba, hey Mother Cow, just like today you have given me protection, someday I will become a mother to other children. I will give them protection. Yes, cow is very special. There is no doubt. Cow is mother. So these people are asurim bhavam ashrita. So how to do Daivi Prakriti ashrita? How to preach to them? It is difficult because they are very much in the mode of ignorance and passion. Esham antagatam papam jananam punya karmana te dvandva moho nirmukta bhajate mam drida vrata. Only a person can take to Krishna consciousness with drida vrat who is become sinless. As long as we are committing sins, it is creating badha, obstacle in our surrender to Krishna, sharanagati. Best way is to give them Krishna prasad and invite them for satsang. If they hear satsang, they will be enlightened. Actually, my spiritual journey was also like this. I was brought up in a Hindu family, and in a God-conscious family, there was mainly worship of Ram, Krishna, Ganapati, Shivji. Our Kula Devat was Durga Devi. So, multiple worship was there. But then somehow it didn't make sense to me. And for some time, when I was in my 10th standard and 11th standard, I became atheistic. And I remember after my 10th standard, I had a Muslim friend. And after our 10th exam, all of us boys, we were having party in his house. We were all 16 years old. And because I was questioning, like, how can there be so many gods? There should be one God. And I was not getting answers. Why are so many rapes happening if there is God? Why So many people are born with congenital abnormalities. If there is God, why bad things happen to innocent people? If there is God, what is God doing? Where is God? Why we cannot see God? Is it just some blind faith? I became agnostic and then I became atheistic. And this particular day when there was party in my Muslim friend's house, they had made beef. And my father had told me, you are going there, but don't eat beef. And to defy my father and mother, that day I ate it. And I came and argued with them. Exactly what you were saying. I was 16 years old. What is the difference? I had never done that before, but once in my life I have done it. After my 10th exam that night. It was company, it was association. Association of those people. Association is very powerful. Bad association. And I was arguing with my father, what is the difference? They are all animals. What is the difference between a goat and a cow? They are all animals after all, and they are meant for our enjoyment. And stupid things like, oh, animal was already dead. I didn't kill the animal, already dead, already cooked, so I just ate. Things like that. So yes, I have also been and done what you are describing. Asuram bhavam ashrita. And what transformed my heart? Just a year or two later, when I was 18 years old, I met Gaur Gopal Prabhu. He came to our hostel and every Thursday he would give classes on Bhagavad Gita. And so much I would argue with him. First day he made me vegetarian. One satsang of Gaur Gopal Prabhu. One first Thursday in my boys' hostel. One satsang. After that I never touched meat. He so thoroughly defeated me. Smashed all my arguments. Made me realize I was a fool. So what is the recourse for such Asuri Bhavam Ashrita people? Satsang. Somehow give them Krishna Prasad and invite them for satsang. When they will hear the Vani of sadhus, the Vani of a sadhu is very powerful, Mataji. Very powerful. Very powerful. Very powerful. A sadhu who is Sharanagat, just by looking at someone, just by touching someone, just by speaking to someone, just by considering someone to be a recipient of mercy, वो उद्धार कर सकते हैं. Satarati, satarati, sa lokantarayati. That is the quality of a devotee. वो खुद तरता है, खुद तर जाता है, और लोगों को भी तार देता है. So the only hope for these people is we have to, not me, you have to pray for them. A sincere devotee has to pray, give them Krishna Prasad and bring them for satsang somehow. If they hear satsang, Shurunvatam Swakatha Krishna, Punya Shravana Kirtana, Ridantastohi Abhadrani Vidhunoti Surit Sadam. That is their only hope. Otherwise, they have no hope. They are gliding down to hell. Srila Prabhupada was asked, why do you fly in jet airplanes? Prabhupada said, people are going to hell at the speed of jets. I have to get on a jet to stop them. That is the heart of a sadhu. So yes, Mataji. I have also been there, what you are describing. I have been one of them. But been very fortunate. My Guru Maharaj saved me. And the disciples of my Guru Maharaj saved me. Ultimately, Srila Prabhupada saved me. Krishna saved me. So the only hope is Guru, Sadhu and Krishna. That is the only hope. Bring them in satsang somehow. Okay, Mataji?
Thank you. Thank you so much,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
I also wanted to say, Prabhuji, that yesterday we completed 1 year. We had started on March 22nd. So I want to thank you for engaging all of us in the study of Srīmad Bhāgavatam and for inspiring us by your example. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Dandat Pranam.
Hare Krishna. All of you are inspiring me in reading Srīmad Bhāgavatam. If all of you are not there, then I would not read Srila Prabhupada's books. So thank you for engaging me in the study of Srīmad Bhāgavatam. With all of you, I am also student. This is study and teach Srīmad Bhāgavatam, Bhakti Vaibhava course. I am also student like all of you. So thank you. Thank you for being part of this and accepting this service from me. Hare Krishna.
Dandat Pranam. Thank you.
Dandavat Pranam. So Divya Agrawal Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I have a doubt about secular state. Nowadays, we see that in the countries that are not secular and they have like a state religion, out there, the women are not treated properly. They are restricted. They are not allowed to drive. They don't have the right to education. And even
So
in
Mataji,
India,
it is not about secular or theological state. Whether it's a theological state or whether it's a secular state, it's all bogus. We need Bhagavad Dharma. Women will be respected where there is Bhagavad Dharma. We need Sanatan Dharma. We need Daivi Varnashram Dharma. Then women will be respected and they will be protected. Whether it is any modern theological state, they may espouse to one particular dharma, Kali Dharma, but that is not going to save. We need Bhagavad Dharma. We need bona fide religion. Dharma projita kaita votra paramo nirmat saranam sadam. Srīmad Bhāgavatam kicks out all these sub-religious principles. Anything that is less than savai pumsam paro dharmo eto bhakti radhokshaje is kicked out. So we need Bhagavad Dharma, Mataji, not the so-called theological states that we have in the world today. Is that okay?
yes, but I was also wondering, like some people are promoting like a Hindu Rashtra in India, and these are the same people who are violent towards the other religions, and I know this one group. They are more like political, and they talk about Hinduism and how we should protect Hinduism. But if you talk to them about Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, they don't even know, one sentence of Bhagavad Gita, and they are saying, "Oh, we are Hindus, and we want to fight for our rights, and we want to protect our religion." But so I wonder, about the Hindu Rashtra. I have heard like some. Some of our devotees like promoting that. So I have some doubts. What would Hindu Rashtra mean? Because I mean, there are these Hindus who talk about they are propagating and they are pushing for this, and they go and they are violent towards other minorities in India. And
so there are many things, Mataji. First thing is that, like I said earlier, we want Bhagavad Dharma. We want Srīmad Bhāgavatam to be the constitution of the society. That is Bhagavad Dharma. In Srīmad Bhāgavatam, we find so many cases where the Matajis are glorified. The first stuti in Srīmad Bhāgavatam is Kunti Stuti. You see? And the greatest chapter in the Srīmad Bhāgavatam, which is considered the heart of Srīmad Bhāgavatam, the heartbeat of Srīmad Bhāgavatam, the most important chapter of Srīmad Bhāgavatam is 10th Canto, Gopi Geet chapter. Chapter 31, 19 verses, Gopi Geet. Each and every verse is sung by a lady, Gopi Geet. So real respect for women, real respect for the elderly, real protection for the children, and real human dignity can only be realized if there is Bhagavad Dharma, as taught in Srīmad Bhāgavatam. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada painstakingly gave us Srīmad Bhāgavatam. And therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, throughout Chaitanya Charitamrita and Chaitanya Bhagavat, is teaching from Srīmad Bhāgavatam. Srīmad Bhāgavatam is most important. That is number one. Now, so many crimes are committed by people of all religions, whether they are Hindus or Muslims or Christians. Everybody commits crimes. There have been Sikh terrorists. There have been Muslim terrorists. There have been Hindu terrorists. There have been Christian terrorists. Hitler was a Christian, right? 9/11 was all Muslims who did it. The rape murder that happened in Delhi of Nirbhaya, who was a Hindu girl, was done by Hindu demons. Those men were Hindus. Rascals. Should be castrated and hung publicly or lynched for what they did. But they were Hindus, so-called Hindus. So we are not talking about Hindus, Muslims, or Christians. Kala Shudram Sambhavat. Everybody is a Shudra in Kali Yuga. Janmana jayate Shudra, samskarat bhavet dvija. We need samskars. We need spiritual education. Therefore, Srila Prabhupada did not start a Hindu society. Srila Prabhupada started spiritual educational institutions throughout ISKCON. We are systematically training people in Bhagavad Dharma, teaching them the 4 regulative principles, teaching them to address and look at ladies as Matajis, to respect how we respect our mother, respect them, protect them, care for them. 50% of the temple hall is divided for Matajis, 50% for men. This is Bhagavad Dharma that Srila Prabhupada gave. Therefore, what Srila Prabhupada has given in this Krishna consciousness society is the ideal solution for all the maladies of the modern world. All problems can be solved by Krishna consciousness. Tell me one problem. I challenge all of you. How many are you there? 52 people. I challenge you. Tell me one problem in this world that cannot be solved by Krishna consciousness. Think about it. Tell me one problem that cannot be solved by Krishna consciousness as given by Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada in ISKCON. Any problem. Think of, raise your hand. There is no problem that cannot be solved by Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is the solution to all problems. That was the realization of my Gurudev, Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj. He participated in Martin Luther King's movement. And what did he see? These blacks, they were fighting for a just cause, civil rights. But what were they doing in their private life? Wasting time, engaging in more or less same activities of sense gratification, no higher goal in life. Our leaders desperately fought the British to become free. What have we done after getting freedom? Opened slaughterhouses. Now, to talk about the minority, Mataji, that's also we have to understand. Many people may say we are minority in India. Oh, we are minority, protect us, we are minority. And let them become majority, you will see what happened in Bangladesh. What is happening in Pakistan, that will happen throughout India, if those minorities become majority. So, it's not black and white. It's not black and white. What happened to our ISKCON devotees in Bangladesh? Bangladesh is the place where Srila Haridas Thakur comes from. Bangladesh is the place where Sri Pundarik Vidyanidhi comes from. Bangladesh is the place where our Nimai Pandit went and preached. In that same Bangladesh, all the ancient temples, they have been broken. Muslims attacked our ISKCON temples and with sticks, they killed devotees, raped Matajis. There is love jihad going on in India, where from Saudi Arabia and the Gulf countries, money comes to pollute a Brahmin girl. A Muslim boy marries a Brahmin girl, that boy is given money coming from the Middle East so that the Hindu race is finished. It is called love jihad. Shadi karo, make her pregnant, pollute her, and then leave her. You will get bakshis, you will get money. This is what the so-called minorities are doing. So whether Hindus, whether Muslims, whether Christians, and I know so many of my doctor friends, they are funding preachers. My doctor friends, their kids in their summer holidays, they come to India to preach Christianity and convert people. They go on summer missions. My Christian friends here, doctor friends, giving money, showing false miracles in the name of Jesus Christ and converting people into Christianity. So whether and Hindus have also done so many things. There was this Australian preacher in Orissa. At night, he was sleeping with his child in his van, and they set that whole van on fire. I remember when I was a child in India, it was a big tragic story that Bajrang Dal had done, Hindu organization. Somebody sleeping with a child in a van and you burn them to death. And they had claimed responsibility also. So whether one is a Hindu, whether one is Muslim, whether one is Christian, unless we have God consciousness, we have the propensity in Kali Yuga to act demoniacally. Demoniacally. So we are neither for Hindu Rashtra nor for any other Rashtra. We are for Bhagavad Dharma. Like Prabhupada said, if you are a Christian, become a better Christian. Don't kill animals. If you are a Mussalman, become a better Mussalman. Follow the principles of real Dharma. Study your Dharma nicely. Study Islam nicely. I have Islamic friends, I have Muslim friends. They tell me that actually it's a peaceful religion. Certain texts have been misinterpreted. Certain texts have been overemphasized. And the result is Islamic fundamentalism, Islamic terrorism. Same thing is there in Hindutva also. Some of the biggest dons of Mumbai have been Hindus. Muslims have been dons. Dawood Ibrahim is there. And there is Arun Gaudi also. Both illegal people doing so many nefarious activities. So what to do? In Kali Yuga, everybody has a propensity to become irreligious demons. And many of them do irreligious activities, unethical activities in the name of religion. That is not religion. They are not true Muslims. They are not true Hindus. They are not true Christians. I was listening to somebody's lecture this morning. I don't remember. 1 second. There was some example from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Anyway, but things were not so bad. This speaker I was listening to, I'm forgetting. I think it was Srila Radha Govind Maharaj. I was hearing Gaur Katha, Srila Radha Govind Maharaj. And Maharaj was saying that at the time of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, things were not so bad. Yes, Aurangzeb and others, they really exploited. But Maharaj said, काफी भाईचारा था हिंदुओं में और मुसलमानों में. But things really went bad when Aurangzeb came and later on when the British divided India. The Hindu-Muslim riots happened and they made a Islamic country, not Hindu country, secular country, India, Bharat. And then later on Bangladesh also split. So things were better, but as Kali Yuga progresses, things are only getting worse and worse. So we are not for Hindu Rashtra, we are not for Muslim Rashtra or Christian Rashtra or Jewish Rashtra. These are all Prabhupada writes in one of the purports. This ism, that ism. There will never be real unity. Real unity can only happen on the platform of God consciousness, that everybody surrenders to God and a proper understanding of God. We have to understand what is Bhagavad Tattva. What is Bhagavad Tattva? Not my God and your God. One God. Otherwise, there cannot be unity. Bhagavad Dharma has to be established, like Prabhupada said. Become a better Hindu, become a better Christian, become a better Muslim, become a better Jew. Like that. So we are not for any Hindu Rashtra. We are for Bhagavad Dharma. Bhagavad Dharma. But the problem of minority also has to be understood, Mataji. It's a very dangerous problem. Because ultimately, many of these minorities simply want to become majority one day. And then do what they did in Bangladesh. Do what they are doing in Pakistan. And then where will we go? So these types of rebellions are born because there is a history. It is not for no reason that there are some Hindu organizations who want to establish Hindutva and Hindu Rashtra. There is a reason. There is a strong reason. Because Hinduism is under threat. That's just a fact. So ultimately, Mataji, the best solution is to take to Krishna consciousness as given to us by Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada. Make our life perfect in this lifetime and go back to Godhead. Like Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada said, this world is not a place for gentlemen and gentle ladies. It's a place of wicked people in Kali Yuga. We have to try to make the world a better place. We have to try. That's why we are preaching. So that the hearts become nirmal, hearts become purified, and we understand what is the real value that we have to aspire for in life. What are the real values we have to live by? When I asked my question to Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj in Washington, D.C., what is the instruction for me, how I can please and serve you? Maharaj said, read and study Srila Prabhupada's purports in such a way that you understand what are the principles you should hold sacred in your life, what are the principles you should live your life by, and what are the values you have to aspire for. You will understand this by reading Srila Prabhupada's purport. Srila Radhanasya Maharaj told me. So study Srila Prabhupada's books nicely. So you understand what principles to live by. And what we have understood is Krishna consciousness. You have to take to Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada never converted a single person into Hindu. Never. Not Hindu, not Muslim, not Christian, not Jew. No, that is not who we are. We are all brothers and sisters of that one father and mother. Radha Krishna Gatirman. Pitaham asya jagata mata dhata pitam. That is Srila Prabhupada's message. Except one God authority. If you are a Muslim, you call him Allah. If you are a Christian, you call him Jehovah or God. You are a Hindu, you call him Ram or Krishna. But follow the principles. Don't perform anti-religious activities, sub-religious activities. Live a pure life. Follow the 4 regulative principles. And whatever your external religion is, whether Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Jew, chant the name of God. Whether you are a Sikh, in every religion, the name of God is emphasized. Muslims, Christianity, Hinduism, Sikhism, Judaism, everywhere. Just call the name of God and surrender to God. Offer your heart to God. That's the only way to unite. Is that okay, Mataji? Hare Krishna. Shamchandra Prabhu, please go ahead.
Yes, Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you so much for this wonderful, deeply explained for the previous query by Divya Mataji. In fact, in the early 90s, when I was living in Saudi Arabia, some of my very good office colleagues, Muslim, from Hyderabad, from Kerala, they conspired with Pakistanis to set up a funding organization where they used to fund to basically, attack the Hindus in India. That was their agenda. So this is definitely, going on all across the world. Okay, Prabhu, a quick sharing of my thoughts on in the verse 4. There is a mention of what is that? Gambhirya Vacha. So I remembered one explanation by His Holiness Guru Prasad Swami when I attended one of his lectures in person in Guadalajara in Mexico some years ago. So this was, I think, Canto 8, 6th chapter and some 15th or 16th verse, where the Lord advises the demigods to draw a truce with the demons. So there, the Lord actually also, expresses in a very thundering voice. So in that explanation, His Holiness Guru Prasad Swami says that the voice actually represents our consciousness. That means when we evolve from a lower species to a higher species, the voice proportionately, goes more towards the thundering side. And then once we reach the human, as we become a human being, and there also when we evolve in consciousness and we get more and more into the purer state, then the voice becomes more and more thundering. So this clearly shows that Parikshit Maharaj, where he was situated, because if he is able to give that Gambhira Vacha, that means he is definitely at the very highest level of consciousness. So that's what, just a small share. And then I had a query on that vitamin D thing, which you mentioned, fortified in milk, which Prabhupada. So what was the final answer? What does Prabhupada's take? Was it that we should consume? Because vitamin D fortified is there in orange juice also, I think, in Tropicana, in some countries.
Yes. So that time, Prabhuji, this is 1970s. His Grace Jananivas Prabhu said that Prabhupada said it's okay to have that milk.
So, okay.
It's okay to have, Prabhupada said, because there is no other milk available. But fortunately now in America, there are certain organic milks that are not fortified by vitamin D. So we purchase those. But that time there was no option. So Prabhupada said, okay, you take with vitamins like that.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for your comment. Very much appreciated. And Divya Mataji, one more thing I forgot to mention. Part of your question, you said that some ISKCON devotees are also propounding this Hindutva and Hindu Rashtra So Mataji, honestly, in my opinion, I don't personally, I don't like that. That is my humble opinion. It breaks my heart when somebody who has been in the movement for 30 years, 40 years, completely goes away from the path of pure devotional service as recommended by Srila Rupa Goswami. And instead of speaking about the Antya Leela of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrit, most of our lectures are on these topics, cultural topics and Hindutva topics, and basically Kaitava Dharma, sub-religious principles, Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. It breaks my heart, Mataji. Really, it breaks my heart. I also know some devotees who have been in the movement. I used to look up to them so much. And now suddenly they have left ISKCON, and or maybe they're in the periphery of ISKCON, and every now and then they speak, but their topics are always Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha, that platform. They don't talk on the platform of Vishuddha Chaitanya Vani. Vishuddha Chaitanya Vani. When there is nectar of Srīmad Bhāgavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrit, how after spending so many years, one can go in that direction? It's very heartbreaking, and it's a failure on our part. Therefore, my dear friends, it is important that we go deeper in our Nam Bhajan and in Shastra Swadhyay. Sometimes we say, oh, no, just do basics, don't become too rasik, don't go deep. No, then this is what might happen. If we don't develop taste in Krishna consciousness, if we don't develop Nam Ruchi, if we don't develop taste for the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, especially his Antya Leela pastimes, how we will stay in Krishna consciousness? Are we going to stay neophytes forever? No. So it is important that we study Srila Prabhupada's books deeply, and even go to books like Jaiva Dharma, for example. It is essential that we study. If Srila Prabhupada had stayed on the planet longer, I'm sure Srila Prabhupada would have given more books. Srila Prabhupada would have translated Ujjwal Neelamani. Srila Prabhupada would have translated more books for our benefit. Krishna Bhavanamrit, Govinda Leelamrit, Prabhupada would have given slowly. So we have to follow the natural developmental course of a devotee and go deeper and deeper. Our Nam Bhajan should increase, quality, quantity, both. Our Shastra Swadhyay should go deeper and deeper. We should relish the bhajans of the Vaishnava Acharyas, because in the bhajans of the Vaishnava Acharyas, like Narottam Das Thakur, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, we can see their bhav. And if we don't get that nectar, then we go into Hindutva and we go into so many other things. I have also seen that. People go into Ayurveda, astrology, Shraddha, and this and that, so many things which are not pure devotional service. They don't come on the platform of Anya Abhilashita Shunyam Jnana Karma Dhyanavratam Anukulyana Krishnanushilanam Bhaktiruttama. After being in the movement full time for 30-35 years, this happens to devotees. It's heartbreaking, Mataji. So personally, I don't like it. It breaks my heart. Hare Krishna. Okay, last now. Smita Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank
Hare
you for wonderful explanations today. Those are very, very, very eye-opening also to know so many details. So on that same context, like Prabhuji was saying, or even you said, Prabhuji, that how they alter the milk with vitamin D. So on the same front, right? So all of this milk that we get even in US is all from the adulterating that they do with the cows also. We see like so many videos we have seen that the cows now milking for an extended period of time, and that's all because of whatever chemicals that they use or the adulteration that is happening. So does that mean, Prabhuji, because the cow is tortured, right? That's a torture. We have seen like what makes the cow milk for that much longer period of time. Does that mean that we should not have that milk anymore, or we should really ignore those things?
So, Mataji, there are two things in Krishna consciousness. There are principles and there are preferences. So principles are something that we cannot, there's no discussion. We just do it, like fasting on Ekadashi, chanting 16 rounds, following 4 regulative principles, developing humility, tolerance. These are principles. So we have to do them. Then there are certain things that are preferences also. You want to wear kurta or you want to wear bagalbandi. It's a preference. So you want to observe Ekadashi by eating fruits or you want to do nirjala. It's a preference, personal preference. So similarly, this also I've heard from our Guru Varga that it's a preference. Either you take organic milk, which are animal welfare certified in America, where the cows are allowed to eat grass and they are allowed to graze. That is one compromise. Otherwise, you go vegan. Don't drink that milk. And personally, in my life, I was praying to Krishna that please tell me what you want me to do. And I'm very delighted and happy to tell you, Mataji, that around 6 months ago, not 6 months ago, maybe around few months ago, 2-3 months ago, I developed severe lactose intolerance. So now I cannot drink milk. So I'm very happy that Krishna showed me the answer, that Krishna wants me to not drink this milk that is coming from cows who are unhappy. Because if we don't drink, then we are not supporting that industry. So I have developed severe lactose intolerance. Now, even if I drink 1 cup of milk, my belly bloats up and I get so much indigestion. So I've almost stopped drinking milk and eating yogurt and everything. So I'm happy. Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, one more thought that came to my mind is, how on certain festivals that we offer prasad to cows, like in India, we know, we'll say, apan gaitsa pan kadto, kutlahi festivals, right? And then, so I see these days that people are also offering, newspapers the food wrapped up in newspapers, the cows eating that too, and then they're watching it. So the people who really pray to the cows also, they're doing everything right, but end of the day, they're not thinking what the cow is really eating. The newspaper has the print that is there on the newspaper has lead printed on it. So when I shared this thought with a very close person, when I saw her also do it, and then I told her, like, you shouldn't put the newspaper in front of the cow. Why would you do that? The plain answer that came to me was, why does it bother you? The cow can digest it. It shouldn't really bother you. You shouldn't really go and think that far. So isn't that like hypocrisy, Prabhuji? Like, why would you, in your heart, you think that today you want to pray to the cow, you offer her excellent food that you have made at home. And then on top of that, you don't think like how the newspaper is going to get digested in cow's stomach. And same thing, Prabhuji, we see with all other animals these days, right? All what's happening in the ocean with all the dirt, all the plastics that even the animals are eating. So no one is really thinking about the surroundings, and then they are still okay to slaughter animals, to eat fish from the same oceans that they're polluting. This is too much of confusion, Prabhuji, that I feel that even if you want to tell people and to your closest relatives, it becomes questionable, like whether you should tell them or not, because I don't know how they perceive it, even if we tell them.
Yes, Mataji. So this is all because of avidya. Many people worship cow because they want to get some material benefits by worshipping cow. But they don't really do it with seva bhavana. Where there is seva bhavana, you want to please the cow. You don't want to feed the cow newspaper. Certainly not. So this is all because of lack of seva bhavana. They don't have seva pravritti. They are doing it to get material benefits from the cow. Oh, if I worship the cow, if I feed the cow, I will get punya. So this is all karma kand. That's why Rupa Goswami says, Jnana karma dhyanapratam. It should be beyond jnana kanda and karma kanda. So this type of go puja comes under karma kand, and we don't do that. We want to do seva of the cow. Go seva. Seva means to please the person, the object of your service. So the only solution is to educate them, Mataji, what to do. And therefore we have to balance our life. We want to educate, we want to counteract avidya. At the same time, if that becomes the only aim of life, then we will go mad. Because how many people we are going to correct, how many people we are going to advise, and how many people we are going to educate, we'll just go nuts. Because there is so much avidya around. So we do our part, but we have to balance and we have to move on. Our main business is to do bhajan. Our main business is man mana bhava mad bhakto mad yaji mam namaskuru. So we don't want to become so much. We have to try to educate and we have to set the right example, but we cannot just go after people and try to correct them because we will go mad. How much can we do? So therefore, once my Guru Maharaj was going Govardhan Parikrama, and there was a leper on the Parikrama mark suffering with a lot of worms and maggots in the wounds and pus and ulcer. And Maharaj rendered some help, chanted Hare Krishna, and then continued the Parikrama. So some devotees were saying, okay, let us do this, let us pick up, let us take this person to the hospital, this, that. Maharaj, why you are not doing all that? Maharaj said, yes, but we don't want to become like Bharat Maharaj also. So attached to the deer, helping the deer that, we neglect our prime duty. Prime duty is Krishna Kirtana Gana Nartana Premamritam Bholi. That will bring auspiciousness to the whole world. Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur writes in Chaitanya Bhagavat, when a devotee chants Hare Krishna, this world becomes purified. When the devotee raises the hands, Urdhva Bahu.
It's 10:30 at night. Haribo.
Then the higher planets get purified. And when we dance, the lower planets get purified. So our main purpose is Krishna Kirtana Ganana.
But you have purified everybody's existence. Now it's 10:30. He has to rest now. Haribo.
Hare Krishna. I have to follow my
Prabhuji wakes up early and then he's chanting with everyone, and late night it's already 10:30 now. He has to rest, right, Prabhuji?
So we got the fruit of our
There's no
Hari
fruit.
Katha. We
There's
got
no
darshan of Amarendra Prabhu.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
So
Krishna.
thank you. I hope that's okay, Smita Mataji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so
Hare
much.
Krishna. Okay. Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Jai. Granthara Srīmad Bhāgavatam ki Jai. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Chirai Bro saying Amarendra can continue the class till 11:30. Hare Krishna. I will go and attend a private class now with Amarendra Prabhu.